Black Ram 313 back at it again, because you know this is therapeutic, man. Back again for another therapy session. Thank you for all who have tuned in, and thank you to all who have donated to my channel. Much appreciated. The title of this video is how to stop chasing while dating. The complete title is how to stop chasing and wasting while you are dating. Now, listen to this. This channel, this red pill knowledge, encompasses many different levels of the red pill. As I stated many times before, there are those who don't date, there are those who still date, there are those in relationships, and there are those who have sworn off relationships for a lifetime. However, if the red pill is not complete, if you still wish to deal with the opposite gender, then there is a more efficient way to do things so that you may not waste as much time, because trust me, it is a complete waste of time. However, many of us still endeavor to do this because we are still addicted. And I am not the one to judge, neither am I one who is completely over my addiction to the addiction. This is why we are in therapy. This is why we are in therapy. So the first point I want to make, when you're dealing with the opposite gender, off the back, when you are looking to pursue, when you're looking to date, when you're looking for companionship, when you're looking even just to have a little fun, right out the gate, she believes that it is your privilege, not hers, your privilege to even be able to speak to her. She believes that her time is valuable. So valuable that she's only merely given you a chance to impress her, to show yourself worthy of her attention, to show yourself worthy enough to sit down over the phone or in person, show yourself worthy enough to listen to her meaningless conversations. You have to be found worthy enough for her to expound on her own greed and narcissism. And maybe if you chase enough, beg enough, pursue enough, chase enough, impress enough, she may even allow you to get a whiff, a smell of the vag, the rotten vag that lies in between the thighs. Or she may even allow you the opportunity and the grand privilege. If you are worthy enough, she may offer you the grand privilege, if you're worthy enough, to wife her up and play the stepdaddy, to take care of her children by other men, if you are lucky. So you're working for that privilege. And even if she isn't a baby mama, she has the overpumped vag to offer you, rotten and used to the core. This is where your energy and time goes. Now, isn't this a waste? And right off the back, right out the gate, she's always ready and looking to disqualify you and dismiss you. She starts, especially the succubus, she starts with negative energy first. You start off with an F. You have to work your way up to grade A by jumping through various hoops, showing your worship in various ways, your dedication, your commitment, even on the first date and onward. But since she is willing and ready to dismiss you, if you are chasing and dating, you must have large amounts of women to sift through, because the majority will be trash. Besides, chasing doesn't work anyway. It's a sign of weakness, low self-esteem. You appear easy, usable, not to mention goofy. I have a question. Have you ever seen a simp who isn't rich gain the attention that he so often seeks? Have you ever seen a simp win at the dating game who's not rich anyway? Chasing does not work. But there are efficient ways to seek out companionship with the opposite gender. You should look at courtship, which is the spending of time and money. Courtship is the spending of time and money on her in the effort to gain sexual access or emotional companionship. It's an act in which you must build rapport, primarily with a woman who is very loose and have a checkered past, as we know most, particularly the succubi, has a lengthy past. The modern female is sexually liberated. My question is, for the sexually liberated female, is taking her on a date also tricking? I'll let you be the judge. Is taking out the modern sexually liberated female with a lengthy sexual past, by virtue of taking her to dinner and a movie or whatever, out to drink, is this tricking? Isn't she a prostitute? At least of sorts. Maybe I'll do a video about this subject later. But this is therapy, so let's not delude ourselves. What are you really getting from the modern female? Now, men tend to be very apprehensive as a whole when it comes to dating. Very apprehensive when it comes to taking women out. Because as men, oftentimes we don't want to be used for money, used for a free meal. Just as women are apprehensive and they don't want to be used sexually. So I think efficiency will involve a happy medium between, maybe not a sexual encounter on the first date, and also maybe not a situation in which you would go by and spend your money. Therefore, the first date with any woman should be completely free and at a place where there is no payment. A walk in the park, a walk in the mall, a simple meeting, no money, because you need to see if she is worthy of your time, energy, and attention. And I know most men, since we're so busy chasing that, we don't think our time and our energy is important because we are using it to gain access. However, for the red pill man, this ought not be the case. Speaking of which, this is part 2 of the Red Pill Dating Series. And we can debate if a red pill would even endeavor to do such a thing as date. I'm open to views on the contrary. However, if you are a red pill man and you still want to date, let's do this as efficiently as possible, as not to waste so much time on the modern sexually liberated female with a bad attitude who is waiting to disqualify you and desires your utter worship. So after free dates, do not spend the cash unless you're getting the, you know what I mean. Personally, as a man, I wouldn't take a woman out to dinner or to a movie until she's spreading open the thighs. If we're going to date with money, it's going to be after relations. To me, that's the most efficient way. If she ain't doing the do, I'm not going nowhere with you. It's plain and simple as that. And if you do happen to go out on a date, and if you do happen to go out to a club, because I've seen this many times, do not be on a dance floor jumping and pumping, irking and jerking. Do not dance for her. You can dance with her, but do not dance for her. It makes you look like a clown. I've seen it many times, and often she will ask you just to dance for her. This is a test to see how much of a lame, a simp, and a weakling you are. Just something that just popped in my mind. I just want to make note of that because I've seen it on many occasions. No red pill man should be on the dance floor sweating. And if you are, check yourself. So here goes some ways that if you are dating, to date with a red pill integrity, to date with some efficiency. So here go a few rules or pointers or some advice in this arena. When you meet a woman, and even after knowing her for some time, because this can apply even in a relationship, I repeat, if you are dating, this should be rules to efficiency, or better said, ways to dating more efficiently. Is not to simp out, is not to trick out. Maintain your personal integrity as a man. If you talk to a woman, and if she ever tells you that she's going to call you back, do not call her back, ever. If she says, I'm going to call you back, and she doesn't, never call her again. You are chasing if she tells you that she's going to call you back, and you call her back. This is thirst. This is desperation. This is weakness. And if a woman ever hangs up the phone on you, never call her back. Now, we start this at the beginning because if you do, you are definitely simping out. You are definitely chasing. No respectable man calls a woman after he's been hung up on. Let that one go. I'm still waiting for women to call me back from 5, 10, even 15 years ago. Am I literally waiting? No. But my fingers will never dial their phone numbers again. So do not call a woman back if she says she will call you back, or if a woman ever hangs up on you, because that is complete and utter disrespect. And if you do call her back, she is now the ruler and you are now the submissive. Check yourself. Do not like her pictures on Facebook. Do not like her pictures on Instathot or Instagram. This is simping. This is lame. Do not become a member of any woman's fan club. Now, if a man posts a picture about a female, that's one thing. But a woman posting pictures about herself, do not become a fanboy. You are a red pillar. Do not become a fanboy. Do not become a member of her fan club. You are a man. Do not act like a teenage girl and be a fanatic, like a woman or a teenage girl is a fanatic about her favorite rapper or her favorite boy band. Neither as a grown-ass man should you be a fanatic about pictures of an Amber Rose or anybody else that's in media. As a man, you shouldn't be anybody's fan. When it comes to other men, give your respect, give your honor. Never be a fan. To women, you can appreciate her beauty, but never become her fan. This is how not to chase while dating. This is how not to chase and waste while you are dating. As red pill men, we do not seek after celebrities. We are the celebrities. We do not chase celebrities. We don't allow women in our lives to become our celebrities. We do not idolize or pedestalize any female. The next point. Stop texting and stop calling any female if she never initiates a call or a text. Stop texting, stop calling any female who never initiates a phone call or a text. Give a woman about 5 to 7 days to comply. In the beginning, if you're the one who's always reaching out, always calling, always texting, okay, that's fine for a moment, because dating allows for, in this society, dating is somewhat of a pursuit. However, you don't want to chase. Red pillars do not chase. If she never initiates, then you simply refrain from ever reaching out to her again. Because if she doesn't think enough of you to initiate a phone call or a text, she's not really that interested. And she's using you as a fanboy simp, one of the guys who gives her attention and energy, someone who's chasing her. She should be seeking after you. You shouldn't be chasing her. If she's ignoring you by not initiating, even if you initiate, listen now, even if you initiate calls and texts and she responds but never initiates, leave that alone. The next point. If a woman expects you to text her good morning, and if she complains that you don't, text her every morning good morning, this is a sign that she's attempting to control you. She's demanding of time and energy through text. Now, to some, it may be petty. What's wrong with texting a woman good morning? But listen, if she expects that and complains when you don't do it, she is trying to control you. She's trying to manipulate your mind and train you to give her attention at a specific time every day to do a specific thing. This is how you train animals. Do not allow yourself to be trained. This is psychological manipulation. You may think it's small, you may think it's insignificant, you may think it's petty, but if she demands you texting her good morning, she's setting you up for rulership setting you up for rulership over you, setting you up to be her lapdog, to be her servant. She's taking the reins and the lead of the relationship very early on. Can you text a good morning from time to time? Yes, but do not make it a habit. This is a female control mechanism. And believe me, demanding that you text every morning comes first, and other demands will follow. And if you give her an inch, of course she will take a mile. Just a quick point that I just want to interject. Some women who are used to thugs and lowlifes think that a responsible man is a weak man. The man who works, the man who has a career. If you run across a woman like that, she is not worthy of your time or energy or attention. Next point. Maybe I should have numbered these. If a woman does not respond to a text after the second one, if she doesn't respond to a phone call after maybe the second one, never call or text her again if she's unresponsive. Anytime a woman doesn't respond to your text or phone call, this is purposeful. When you think about the idea of a cell phone, it's an instrument of complete vanity. You get calls, you get emails, you get texts. People are looking for you. They want to talk to you. They're trying to come into your space for your attention. And the vain creature of the female is, she always checks her phone constantly. Women check their phones constantly. It is a device that they are completely addicted to because it allows for their narcissism and vanity to flourish. It feeds her female ego. So there is no such thing unless she's extremely busy for a moment or that there's something really going on. There's really no reason for a woman to take hours or even days to respond to a call or text. Trust me, women love their phones. They live by it. They love text messages. They love phone calls. They love attention. So there's no reason why she can't respond to you after maybe the second text or the second phone call. To me, one is enough. Women rarely, and I can probably say never, women never miss a text message unless it's some sort of malfunction. They never miss a phone call. Trust me, they know who all is texting them and who's calling. Have you ever seen a woman? Have you ever seen a woman not check her phone at least every 5 to 10 seconds? Have you ever seen a woman go more than 2 or 3 minutes without checking her phone? More than 5 minutes? At a maximum, she's going to check that phone every 10 minutes. At a maximum. I'm sorry. At a minimum. She's going to at least check it every 10 minutes. If not every 30 seconds, if not every minute, if not every 5 minutes, she's not going to go no more than 10 minutes without looking at that cell phone to see who wants to give her some attention. Trust and believe. With every ring or notification, she's going to always be looking and checking. Now, she can't miss 2 different text messages in a row. She can't miss 2 phone calls. By the way, don't leave voicemails for her either, because you sound ridiculous leaving a woman a voicemail. She knows you called. What is your voicemail going to say to a woman you first dating or you getting to know? You call her, she misses the call. You text her, she misses the text message. You call her a second time, and she misses that call too. And you leave a voice message on her voicemail saying, "Hi, it's Johnny, just calling ya." You lame. You punk. Where's your pride and integrity? Never leave a voicemail for a woman you're dating. Just hang up the phone, you simp. No message necessary. And please don't be one of those guys who are going to call twice and text twice. Pick one. Pick one. Call or text. Don't do both. Now imagine the simp. What he would do, he'll call and he'll call again. He'll text again. He'll leave 1, 2, or 3 messages. A red pillar would not do that. She's laughing at you. And why would any woman respect a man who's doing that much chasing, who's doing that much simping? Do not chase her. For her, this is very unattractive. And this is why most Hotep, black goddess crowd men, or Hoteps, whatever you want to call them, they're simply just thirsty dudes. The Hotep, black goddess worshipers, why don't we ever see you with your goddesses and your queens, unless you are somebody like Polite who has a lot of money? But you Hotep simp, where's your God? Why don't we ever see her next to you? Because your thirst and worship to that degree is unattractive. She'll take the attention for a moment, but then she'll go on to the next one. She's never satisfied anyway. When you first meet a woman and you're doing the dating thing, you want to give a woman maybe 2 to 3 weeks maximum of persistence. Showing your interest. Showing your interest, showing that you are attracted, showing that you are willing to deal with her, willing to put up with her. You're going to give her some persistence, but no more than 21 days of persistence. If the tables don't turn, if she doesn't become persistent, you need to back away, because if you're doing all the calling and all the persistence and all of those things, you are simping, you are chasing, you are losing. You are losing. A little persistence for a few weeks is all that you need. If you can't accomplish your goals within that time period, she's simply trying to waste your time and just looking for a good time at your expense, the expense of your simping, which if you're a red pill man, that's something we just don't do. Another thing, do not spend large amounts of time on the phone with her. Initially, you may want to have a 30-minute conversation and even an hour conversation here and there. But do not make it a habit of spending large amounts of time with her on the phone. Being on the phone with a woman can be a huge time waster unless you're talking about a very compelling subject that interests you. Most women don't have much to talk about anyway. But spending large amounts of time on the phone with her is something that she loves, because she can talk all day about nothing at all. However, your time is more valuable. It should be used in the worship of your God or development of yourself. Endless amounts of time on the phone is 100% and extremely wasteful. Do not babysit her over the phone. Say what you got to say and get off. Use the phone to set up meetings with her. In fact, after a few weeks, she should be coming to your house anyway. In fact, after a few weeks, she should be getting down anyway. In fact, after a few weeks, if she ain't getting down, you should be leaving, because she's playing games. She's putting you on a back burner. Most women are easy. And if she did it for the thug in her 20s, if she did it for the thug in her 30s, she needs to be doing it now for you. That's just my take on it. If you take a woman to dinner, maybe the first time, maybe even the second time, if you ever get to the point where you want to take her to dinner, if not the second time, the third time, she should be paying. And if she's broke, The third time, she should be cooking you dinner at her home and entertaining you. And this is something that she should demand. She should demand, no, let's not go out to dinner. I would like to cook for you, or let me take you out. If she's not doing that, then this is just a waste of time. Now, some of us only want to do some pumping. I wouldn't recommend dumping. But if your goal is only the sexual, then you probably never reach this stage. But if you're still looking for some sort of companionship with the opposite gender, then this woman should be cooking. She should be taking you out to eat. If she's not doing this, then you are chasing, and you are wasting, and you are simping. And if you are a passionate, romantic type of dude, a romantic type of stud, you better not confess your love for her, or even your like for her, especially within the first 90 days. It's another way that you are simping. Another way that you are chasing. Another way to show your thirst. Get out of thirst mode. Now you can initiate, but do not ask, do not beg for sex. Let it happen naturally. No amount of chasing her, no amount of begging would accomplish anything. Know when she's uninterested in the sexual. Know when she's trying to hook you for a husband. Know when she's trying to hold the vag hostage to get what she wants from you. And if you figure that out, it's time to bail. See, in my opinion, the time of dating and real courtship is over. The time of dating with your wallet is over. By courting and dating, I mean taking her to expensive restaurants, concerts, plays, and the like. That day is over with. Gone are the days when red pill men, at least, will spend their time, efforts, and energy to impress a woman on a date. To impress her with your wallet. Leave that for the simps. Leave that for the PUAs. That's not for us. The best you can do for a woman, or the most you should be willing to do for a woman, is a coffee shop and some chicken wings and Netflix. This is the age of the Netflix and chill. This is the age now of the Netflix and chill. No more taking your hard-earned money to impress the thought, to impress the baby mama, to impress the single baby mama, or the woman who's been ran through. If you're gonna court, which this is not practical and probably not even possible in this day and age, if you're gonna court someone, you court a virgin that you want to take on as your wife, not some used up thought, otherwise known as the sexually liberated woman, the new aged woman. You're not going to give her that much time and energy. In fact, you're not going to be even able to spend, not because of your ability, but you're not going to even want to spend or desire to spend more than $20 on any evening with her, if not much less. Now, if you all have some years in and she's breaking bread with you, if she's taking you out to eat, if she's buying you gifts, if you're that type of guy, if she's cooking and cleaning for you, then that's a different story. But we know the modern female, when dating, she expects to be chased, and it's all about her. The relationship is always one-sided. In fact, she believes that a relationship is simply something that she is involved in, but you are the only one who participates in. In other words, she is the object of the relationship. So the relationship is one-sided. The relationship is this. You show her the time, the affection, the attention, and the chasing. You are the one who throws money at her. She's the one who's always on and can only be on the receiving end. One-sidedness. Now, for the red pillar, this is not efficient. It's not even right. It's just something we just don't do. Let me slow down. I'm talking a little too fast. Do you know the more men she's dated, the more men she's slept with, the more unlikely she is to be wife material. And I'm not talking about legal marriage either. The more dates she's been on, the more men she's been with, the less likely she is to be wife material. Because the more dates she's been on, the more men she's had, the more likely she will be to step out on you. The more likely she is to cheat. The more likely she is to discount you. This is why you only court a virgin. Courtship meaning spending time, effort, and energy to get to know her. You court a virgin because you're trying to input your mind into her. You're trying to transplant your spirit into her. And that can only be done with a virgin who is humble and submissive. This cannot be done with the promiscuous single mother or the simply just promiscuous woman. When you spend your hard-earned time and money on a loose woman, the modern sexually liberated woman, you should feel cheated. You should feel ripped off because you're paying for that which she has given to so many men freely. Freely. We simply want to reject that sort of idea that you have to pay to get to know her, that you have to pay for her attention, that you have to pay for her time. See, me, I'm worth getting to know all on my own, no props necessary. I don't need the prop of a nice restaurant. I don't need the prop of a nice car. I don't need the prop of top shelf drinks at a high-end bar or club or lounge. I don't need those props. And if I do need those props, I will simply opt out of the date. I met a woman once who expected certain things. The first meeting was at a coffee shop. The second meeting was at my house. When I asked her to come over again, she replied, "How should I dress?" That is code for shouldn't she be getting dressed up to go out on a nice night on a town? She was looking to be courted. But this woman was 32 years old with a 6-year-old son who told me specifically, and I quote, "I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger in dating," which is code for she dated the gangsters, the thugs, the lowlifes, without any real benefit. She made a lot of mistakes. Now she demands to be courted. Now she wants to get taken out for a nice night on the town. The mistake she made was having sex too soon, as she stated to me. She literally said that oftentimes in past situations, she will have sex too soon. That these mistakes needed to be counteracted. She needed to redeem herself from her sexual irresponsibility. And the way that she wanted to redeem herself was by now being hard to get, by now demanding being chased, by now demanding to be courted, now demanding to be taken out to nice, expensive dinners and restaurants, for a man to show her interest beyond the sexual, non-sexual attention. Although she's done this many times in the past, maybe got down on the first date, first meeting, men spending absolutely zero on her. But these are mistakes that she wanted to right. She wanted to right the wrong, except she wanted to right her wrongs with me. In other words, she figured me to be a simp. She wanted me to pay for all of her mistakes. See, women think as they get older that they become wiser and mature, and they actually think that their value goes up as they age and gain weight and lose their attractiveness. They don't believe in a wall per se, especially the succubus. Maybe the snow bunny, but not necessarily the succubus. She believes that as she gets older and has had more sexual experiences and has had children, that this makes her a better catch. I even heard a woman say that one of her good qualities is that she is a mother, or a good mother to her children. What does it have to do with me? So she believes that her value increased. So this female, the 32-year-old with the 6-year-old, wanted to be courted. And I told her that she can dress down, wear something comfortable, because we're going to stay in and have a bite to eat and watch some television. It is then when she decided that she would not be coming over to see Black Ram 313. And this is what I mean by efficiency. She was looking to redeem herself with the man who she didn't know was red pill. I'm not the simp. I'm not the lame. I'm not the brainless hotep dude that's going to be chasing you. And I simply never heard from this female again. Good riddance. This is what I mean by efficiency. This is what I mean by not chasing and wasting while dating. The most that she got out of me was a $1.99 Dunkin' Donuts coffee. In fact, I don't even think she even got that. But we did meet at a coffee shop, but I think she didn't want any coffee. So I didn't spend my hard-earned cash to impress. Efficiency. I'm not chasing. I'm not wasting. And I encourage you all, men, do not date in the official capacity. Do not date in the official capacity. And what I mean by this, the official capacity, because it's the female, she set the terms. The idea of dating in its official capacity when it comes to the mind of the female in society is the idea that you're going to spend money and time and energy on getting to know her. No. Rejection. You're going to get to know her for free, and then you fully expect within a reasonable amount of time, no more than 4 weeks, maybe even 6 if you like her, you expect her to bust it open. And if she ain't doing that, Jack, then you just simply go your own way and on to the next one. Plus, you should have 6 or 7 women you're talking to at a time. Anyway, do not talk to one female at a time. If you're going to be dating, we date multiples. Dating in the official red pill sense, not the official blue pill world sense. Efficiency. Dating with a purpose. And that purpose shouldn't be to wife her up or put babies in her. This is part 2 of the Red Pill Dating series. Most High willing, I'll be back for part 3 and maybe even do a 4th. Block Ram 313 out.